Ah, Penelope, please sit down. My name is Mr. Bissell. Do you know why you're here?
Nope.
No idea at all? Well, we received the standardized test scores back.
Am I in trouble or something?
No. I just want to talk to you about the results.
Why?
Well, I'm hoping you can help me answer that important question.
I'm hungry.
What?
Can I have a snack?
No, I'm sorry. Penelope, listen. This is a really important talk we're having, so please pay attention, all right?
Hey, are those crayons up there?
Excuse me?
Crayons, you know, those round things you color with.
Penelope, I know what crayons are. Look, it's important that you take this meeting seriously.
Why's that?
Because you're a really bright kid.
Yeah, like, everyone knows that already.
Okay, but your standardized test scores weren't so hot.
Well, that sucks.
I'm sorry?
Do you get those hearing tests?
Huh?
You know, when you sit in the nurse's office with headphones on and raise your hands when you hear noises and stuff. I was just wondering 'cause you seem to need a lot of things repeated. Anyway, I said it sucks. About the test scores, I mean.
Look, can we just talk about the test for a bit?
But why?
Because it's really important. You only get one shot, so you have to make it count.
But it's not really important to me. Look, can I just eat already? I'm starving and this is my lunchtime.
I thought your class ate lunch at 12:25.
That was the last quarter. You must have the old schedule.
Listen, Penelope, just answer a few simple questions and then you can eat, all right?
You betcha. Fire away.
Did you try your best on the tests?
Not really.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, the story I had to read for the language arts test was kind of stupid.
I know it may not be the most exciting thing, but it's really important to always try your best.
How come?
Excuse me?
Look, Mr. Bissell, it's a bit like homework. Every week my teacher makes me write spelling words 5 times each.
Okay. So?
It's just super duper boring, that's all. Of course I get it done, but I do it as fast as I can so that I can spend more time doing important stuff like reading my awesome chapter books. Hey, I'm almost done with pictures of Hollis Woods. Can we talk about that?
No,
No biggie. You probably wouldn't like it anyway. See, it's about this foster kid who goes from house to house because she's always getting into trouble and stuff. Nobody really gets her except this one crazy artist lady. After she...
Penelope, listen. I'd love to talk about the book some other time, but...
Hey, how come you never called me in here to talk about important stuff before?
Pardon me?
Well, I spent almost a year in a foster home once. How come you never called me in to ask about that? Yeah, my real mom was all coked out and crazy-eyed one night, and when she beat me up they hauled her to jail and shipped me off to a foster home. Wait. Mr. Bissell, you didn't even know I had to go to a foster home once, did you?
No. No.
Doesn't every kid in the school have like a big file of important stuff about them in those fancy cabinets over there?
Well, yes. Listen, getting back to the test scores, you know they're important too, right, Penelope?
Yeah, I guess so. But you have no idea how brain-killing they can be. Like there was this story on my test about a girl living on a farm and her dad wanted to plow more of the field, right? But the girl was upset because some foxes lived there and she didn't want them to lose their home.
All right, so it sounds like you understood the story just fine. Did you have trouble answering the questions?
Well, do you live on a farm?
What? No, why?
Just curious. Do you like foxes?
I don't know really. I guess I've never really thought about it.
Me neither. You see, that's just it. I'm reading this story and I'm thinking to myself, if foxes lived near me, I sure wouldn't be worried about them losing their home. That doesn't make any sense. I'd be more worried about whether they have rabies and would bite me and stuff. Come to think of it, if we had a working phone, I'd call animal control to get them away from me, or maybe I'd just shoot them myself with my stepdad's gun or something.
Did you actually write things like that on the test?
Of course. Mr. Bissell, our teacher, said in all those bazillion directions that we wouldn't be scored on personal opinions. I mean, you wouldn't want me to lie, right?
No, of course not.
Anywho, I was already bored by then, so I spent more time thinking of other stuff.
Like what, may I ask?
Why Hollis Woods ran away from the one real family she ever had, for one thing. Oh. And I kept itching my head wondering if it was lice or just side effects from my medicine. Anyway, all that seemed tons more important at the time than the lame girl and those foxes in the silly test story.
Listen, we're not really getting anywhere here, so is there anything else you'd like to say before you go?
LeBron James sucks.
What?
LeBron James sucks. You should really look into those hearing tests, Mr. Bissell. Anyway, you said something earlier about only getting one shot, which made me think of basketball, so I thought I'd tell you my opinion about the subject.
Penelope, what on earth does LeBron James have to do with anything, and how can you possibly think he sucks? I mean, come on, he's one of the most talented players ever.
Prove it.
You have to be kidding, right?
Well, the last time James faced the Clippers, he only scored 12 points on 6 of 15 shooting from the floor. Pathetic. And he missed his only 2 free throw attempts. That Griffin dude is pretty fantabulous, but the Clippers are 22-40. That really sucks big time.
Penelope, James is the second highest scoring average in the NBA.
So,
don't you think? Look, have you learned about averages and percents yet in math?
You betcha. I even aced all the tests.
Then don't you think an average is better than a single score to decide something important like how talented a basketball player is?
Of course not.
Penelope, look, James probably just had a bad game against the Clippers, okay? Or maybe he was sick or injured or something. Look, I don't know how you aced your tests, but you may want to review your math lessons.
Why's that?
Because I don't think you're really understanding the importance of percents and averages.
But of course I do. That's exactly the point.
What's the point?
How many days are there in a school year?
What does that have to do with anything?
Hey, I'm the one missing my lunch here. Can you please just answer my question?
Good point. Fine, there are 180 school days each year.
How many hours am I in school each day?
A little over 7.
Okay, so my entire school year is about 1,260 total hours.
Where exactly are you going with this?
Well, I got bored during the math part of the test, so I figured out that all of the test times added together came to 155 minutes, or about 2.6 hours.
So what?
Well, that should prove my hypothesis that LeBron James sucks.
Penelope, how does that make any sense?
Simple, really. Look, Mr. Bissell, the Heat have played 62 games so far this year.
And?
James has totally sucked in exactly one of those games. If you throw in the game against Orlando when he only scored 18 points, then he's been lousy in 2 out of 62 games. That's a little over 3% of his total games.
Who cares? He's been outstanding in the remaining 97%.
Exactly, Mr. Bissell.
I'm sorry?
Of course LeBron James doesn't suck. Anyone who follows basketball knows that's a ridiculous and stupid thing to say. Boy, Mr. Bissell, I really had you fooled on that one.
Penelope, I don't understand what you're trying to say here.
But Mr. Bissell, you called me in to talk about my low standardized test scores. Why, you should be feeling a jillion times better now.
I should.
Of course. Look, those tests take up 2.6 hours of my time, remember?
Okay.
And my school season is about 1,260 total hours, right?
Yeah. So?
Don't you see the great news? If you don't think James sucks because he performed badly for 3% of his season, then you shouldn't worry that I performed badly for way less than 1% of mine. It's actually 0.002% for goodness sakes. That's like ranking all pro basketball players based on a 3-minute season. I mean, what idiots would ever do that? Geez, talk about folks needing to ride a short bus.
Penelope, we're done here. You can go to lunch now.
Thanks, Mr. Bissell. This has been a good chat. Oh, can I ask one last question?
Oh, why not?
It's no big deal, really, but can you not call me Penelope anymore? You're the only person who has called me that for years now. I go by Penny. You know, just like the coin. Hey, it probably says that somewhere in my big file over there if you ever get bored in here and want to do a little reading.
Bye, Penny. Okay.
Sure thing, Mr. Bissell. Just one more thing.
Anything to get you out of here.
Don't worry. I won't tell anybody your middle initial is M, okay?
What?
M. Bissell. Imbecile. You have to admit, that is totally hysterical. Well, peace out then.